Ollie, a year since your last game, you're back on the pitch tonight. How did you find it?
Yeah, awesome. It's nice to get back in a team environment, and get some good minutes under the belt. It's been a long year out, but a big credit to the S&C team and the physios. Mikey at Glasgow putting a lot of effort and a lot of work, during the summer and stuff like that to get me back here. So I'm very grateful for that.
It must have been tough at times, but how did you kind of cope with that mentally?
Yeah, I think at the start, there's a lot of frustration. If you know how the injury occurred and you know how long it's going to be getting an operation and stuff like that, and then towards the end it's you deal with that kind of self-doubt of if you can perform at the high level again because it's been so long. But the S&C team got me in a good spot to perform. I've had a lot of training load over the last couple of months, obviously being in camp during the November tests as well. Got me ready to come back to play, so I can take confidence in that and be ready to perform when I eventually get back.
The first game for Emerging Scotland, how did you sort of find that as a concept?
Yeah, it's good. I think it's vital for these young guys. Pro minutes are hard to come by with. I was the same when I was in the academy. So these kind of games, expose you to a higher level coming out of under-20s. So it's good. Obviously a group being thrown together at the start of the week. I thought the boys dealt really well with the kind of detail that's been thrown at them. There's a lot of new stuff in there, shape and line-outs and all the set plays and stuff like that. But the boys dealt well with it. And we had a good week of training. It was unfortunate we couldn't translate that into the game.
A big couple of months for you. Now you're back playing. There's so many big games coming up. What are your targets?
I'd like to get back to where I was before. How that looks, I don't know. I'm just going to keep, get my head down, and it's not going to be a case of walking straight back into a team. That's just not how it works. With Glasgow playing so well since I've been injured, I've got to earn that right to get back in the squad, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my hand up to be able to perform again. Just train as hard as I can, and if the opportunity comes to play for Glasgow and get back in the squad, come around Six Nations times, then I'll be happy with that.
Gregor, how do you reflect on the game tonight?
Yeah, we were beaten by the better team on the night. I think after the first half it was a real physical encounter, and we had a couple of opportunities maybe we'd looked at taking, but Italy also had pressure on our line, and we were looking forward to that second half to be a bit more of the same, but we just couldn't get possession, and the possession we did have was mainly in our half. We're into the win in the second half. So credit to them, they were a strong team, physical, but I was proud of how the players played tonight and also how they trained this week.
A unique opportunity for our players to learn from yourself and the rest of the coaches. How have you enjoyed that experience? Yeah,
we've loved it. Just seeing how quickly the players take on board what we're working with the national team, how desperate they are to play for Scotland, the intensity and the physicality they bring at training, and also the skill and the rugby intelligence. We saw that come through in the training sessions and a lot tonight.
How important are opportunities like this for these players?
Yeah, it adds to what is already there. We had some players that were coming from pro team academies that have had opportunities, whether through A games, a couple of them for the pro teams, but there's others that are playing amateur level or age group level. I think it was 5 under-20s tonight. So as long as they make the most of this week that they've had, which has been a fully professional week, and then a really intense game, to next time they get an opportunity to train and play, they're better players for it.
Not long until the next round of games in terms of the Six Nations. 2 games at Scottish Gas Murrayfield already sold out. You must just be looking forward to that now.
Yeah. There's also some big games coming up for a lot of our players with Europe this weekend and then 1872 Cup games. So you always cross your fingers that everybody gets through the next few weeks, which will be a run of intense games. But no, we can't wait to get the players back tail end of January. 2 home games as well as our first 2 games. And we could tell there's a lot of confidence in the squad. We're just going to make sure that we're in the best physical condition when we start the Six Nations.